Hello, everyone, and welcome to another horror review. Tonight, I'm joined again by Dale. It has been absolutely ages, so we're going to be chatting about Braindead, also known as Dead Alive because of rights and weird stuff that goes on, which I will not even get into that there. But obviously, directed by the legendary Peter Jackson. Plot follows Lionel, a young man living in South Wellington with his strict mother, Vera. Vera is bitten by a hybrid rat monkey creature and begins to transform into a zombie, while also infecting swathes of the city populace. The film was made on a $3 million budget and brought in just under 250K at the box office. Yeah, that's a absolutely bonkers movie. Wonder why it did so badly. Wonder what the thing was behind it. I tell you, he must be the most smooth talking man in history. Because look at right. Well, I was going to say the question is, how the hell did he get Lord of the Rings? Like, you look at his back catalogue, how was he able to go? Can I have the keys to the kingdom, please? Give me all this money. He got 3 million for this. Like, I mean, you've seen, God, I forget the one after Bad Taste, but there's one between Bad Taste and this. And Meet the Fables, yes, Meet the Fables. God, we'll have to do that one at some stage. It's mental as well. I see a little Peter Jackson series starting, going through his movies. I'm mad at this movie. That's doing Oh god. Oh wait, hold on. No, I'm not here. They're not getting your audio. Oh, that's weird. Hang on, I'll have to. Okay, we'll do some. Right, New Zealand, would you get your bloody internet? Yeah, get your internet sorted out. This is not on. Right, hang on. Stop parsing about. I'm a stupid taskbar. Right, share entire screen. Share your audio. Hopefully this works. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. That's one we want. System audio. Right, testing 1 2 1 2.
Hello, testing 1 2.
Chris, are we on?
Yay!
I'm waiting for him to answer.
Excellent. Oh,
I
you
think.
can hear me? Yeah.
Well, I can hear you, and
Great.
we've got it. But this is where the jiggery pokery with this thing, and I don't want to go back to OBS because that platform's horrible.
Oh,
God, that thing was a nightmare to use.
oh.
Oh, I fixed it. Right, sweet.
Yay.
Yeah, it was showing all sorts of weird windows and that, and goddamn mad stuff. And I'm like, nah.
Oh, blimey. I'm glad I can't see it.
Nah, it's a. This is the fun of streaming. You've all this stuff in the background to do, and it's just like you spend more time doing admin than actually the show.
Troubleshooting.
But yeah, this movie's bonkers. Like, there's no other way to describe it. It's just bonkers, mental, crazy.
Right from the start.
Yep, no messing about. We start off like that smuggling scene.
What an epic way to begin a movie. Just, it hooked me from the start. I actually thought I'd watched it before, like many, many years ago, but I actually hadn't. So thank you for choosing this one for us.
Do you know what it is? It's the
considering your love for zombies.
Right. I need to clarify that. I don't. I always enjoyed like the original Return of the Living Dead, Romero stuff. I have no problem against the zombie genre. What I don't like is the way it's become so generic. And it all started with 28 Days Later, where zombies became the infected because they didn't want to waste money, or didn't want to spend money or put the effort into effects. So they think, oh, we'll put contact lenses and people have them go, wah, and then they're a zombie now. And that's just the way it's become. And then they've melded it into vampires and werewolves, and everything's just this infected, homogenous mess. And you can't tell the difference anymore in modern movies between a vampire and a zombie or a werewolf, or what I mean. It's just generic and bland, and I hate it.
Yeah, you're right. Yep, absolutely. Yep.
Where straight up zombies crawling out of the grave, living, the dead walk the earth. That's the whole point of the genre, and you don't need to mess with it. And they don't need to spin and backflip and do all that kind of stuff. They just need to shamble along in a horde that is unstoppable, and that's the terrifying thing about zombies.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just miss that.
I have to say, this is, out of all the zombie movies I've ever watched, this is the top. This is the best. This has had it all, didn't it?
Yeah, but it wasn't even. I wouldn't even class this as purely a zombie movie. This is a science fiction, just bonkerness.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Like this doesn't take the foot off the pedal, but then once we get to the house party scene, he just cranks it up to 15. He just let's go.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, wasn't expecting that.
No, but you know what you kind of knew what you're in for when you saw the smuggling scene at the start. You've got that zoology, and that's the way zoologists operate. They go into like remote islands, Skull Island, of course, which is a foreboding for obviously Peter Jackson was going to do King Kong. So you can tell his love for the original King Kong, and that is there. He loves his monster movies.
Yes.
But
he does them so well.
They're in like Skull Island, which is it's a direct reference. Let's be honest. And we'll find a rat monkey. Like, I'm just going to say, like, it's not even the rats bred with monkeys and made hybrids. No. Plague rats got off a ship and raped the local monkeys. Like, that's like in the first 15 lines of dialogue. And you're just like, all right, okay, so that's where this movie's going. Then just straight in there, punch to the gut, no messing about.
Absolutely. It was full on. What an intense scene. An opening. It was just wonderful. Yeah.
All he had is a box. We haven't even seen the creature yet.
No.
And I just love the way he's berating his guide. and then the tribes people appear and go, you have to leave. He pulls out a submachine gun, fires off a couple of shots, and just throws it to the ground. He's like, that's all right, but done that. Don't care.
Yeah.
Doesn't shoot anybody, just and then okay, man, haha. you just know it's a piss take. 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got to take this monkey to Newtown Zoo.
Wow.
I mean, that's mad. How can someone even come up with that sort of concept of, going to another country to go and get this rat monkey? It's just like, oh, what a brilliant beginning. Yeah, it really
not even
was.
A breeding pair, if you want to conserve the species.
No.
It's just here's something I want to just grab for the sake of it. Not even research.
Yeah, and just have it at the zoo so that everybody can see it, but it's just so awful nobody can see it. It's
and then you have the tribes who, oh god, they need to practice with their spears. I thought I was bad at doing stuff like that, but oh my god.
I think it was just another piss take.
And then the running scene as well.
Yeah.
When they see the guides, he's just doing that, basically running on the spot in front of the camera while the men behind him are running on the spot. Nobody's moving. I'm just like, mate, you're mad.
Excellent.
I think what gets me is though, I remember watching Bad Taste back in the day. I remember that poster from the 80s when it came out.
Yeah.
So I was well aware of Peter Jackson, but people like the mainstream only became aware of them, the Lord of the Rings, and you're like
Yeah.
not even Frighteners. No, I mean the name didn't
No.
stick because they associated that movie with Michael J. Fox, not the director. And I just think he's
Yeah.
been obviously now people can go back and just look at the glory of his back catalogue and just how mad he is.
Yeah.
But
He's insane.
I just felt like he sort of cheated. The people didn't know the glory of this man because he does not care. And that's when you got your true artist, the man that just doesn't care. He's like, I'm making this. This is going to be fun. I want the audience to have a laugh. And I'm going to push every boundary I can think of.
He did in this movie.
This is all one bloody movie. Like, how much more can he cram into it?
Seriously, I mean, some of the content is very objectionable nowadays.
People,
yeah.
If somebody made this today, people would lose their minds. They'd just fall to bits.
I don't think it would pass censorship.
Oh, wouldn't?
To be honest. Yeah, I mean, funnily enough, the movie was made in 1992 and our censorship laws were actually changed in 1993. I wouldn't be surprised if this movie
it might have something to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'll just say like the zombie baby, that would be a no.
Oh yeah,
that would be a no.
Oh my god!
It broke so many boundaries. It was just it pushed so many boundaries. It was ridiculous. Yeah,
but didn't even getting that. That's like about not about what 20 minutes or a third of the way into the movie. Like before even this first scene, before he got this guy getting bit by the rat monkey on the Jeep as they're escaping, and then straight away they're like, no, right, he's bitten the hand hands will come off, whack. Oh, he got scratched in the face, right? The head has to come off, whack. That's it. What are we, like 7 minutes into the bloody movie?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, Richard Taylor, where did you come up with that? That's awesome. The prosthetic, just the whole scene of that is just like, we're like 5 minutes into the movie and it's wow, this is just the beginning of what's to come. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
that scene was horrific. It was pretty horrific.
Just straight in there. And I'm like, okay, I know what I'm in for. Okay, there's no if, buts, or maybes.
No, absolutely everything goes.
And then we get to they're obviously sneaking the monkey and bribing people and all that kind of stuff. And even the smugglers are like, this isn't a good idea. This isn't a good idea. Don't do it. It's like, shut up, money. On their heads be it.
Rid of it. Take it with you to Wellington.
But I love the way it can be illegally bought, and then a reputable zoo, you can just be like, yeah, okay, we'll just stick it in the cage. No quarantine, nothing. No testing. Especially because you're very similar to us in terms of rabies laws.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, at that time of the making of the film, we actually had a quarantine island, Soames Island, in the middle of Wellington Harbour. We don't use it anymore for that, but so yeah, I found that quite funny how there was no quarantining on the island, that, but there really was. So yeah, I think it was just they couldn't have fitted that in. So I don't know why.
Yeah, I think paying off the official. I think that was the sit down on the scene of, right, paying them off, and that was how they explained it. Oh, Gabrielle's on the chat as well.
So hello.
That's getting busy. Sorry, unfortunately with the setup, Dale can't see you, so I'll have to just relay.
Okay, cool.
We're having to do like a third party thing because of the lovely internet.
No. But you're right. Our quarantine laws are quite strict. Yeah, as is probably yours. So I don't know. It's quite funny actually that that just went straight to the zoo. Yeah, I found that quite comical.
Yeah, but I think it was intentional. Just like, who cares? It's just, it's not bad. Here's the thing: this isn't badly written. This is written wonderfully. I mean, the comedy in this, the blasé attitude, it's all built into the characters. Like these are all over the top characters. purposely so.
All of them. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
The only one that's actually remotely level-headed is Lionel, but he gets his moment.
He has his moments.
Once things start going south, then it's actually more fun because he is the level-headed one while everyone else is like batshit crazy around him.
Yeah.
And then he just descends into madness and he just tops them all.
Yeah. Oh God, does he? What? Isn't he amazing actor? I found
He's
that
a very
acting
physical actor. I forgot to look him up.
Yes, he's quite famous over here. He used to be on Shortland Street, and he was a mad psychopath on that. So, yeah, it fits his character quite well. Yeah, so great acting. Yeah,
Yeah, because this all happens. Then we get to meet Lionel in the house, and his mother's berating him because of high society people. But no, was that before this? No.
beautiful Victorian house.
Oh, lovely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But Vera, that's the most evil character in this. Pre-zombie.
Oh, yep. Absolutely.
She is a witch.
Yeah. Yeah. She's a character you just can't wait till she dies in a really horrible way.
Yeah, just a nasty, nasty person.
Yeah. Yeah, the family dynamics were quite interesting in this movie. Yeah, very much so.
But I think that was the whole point. And actually, believe it or not, there's actually a bit of depth to the story, which is
Yes.
how can I? This is a splatterfest. I have to reiterate, this is a splatterfest.
Yeah, this is total gore. This movie was classed as the goriest, funniest movie ever made.
And yet, there's time for a plot and actually delving into family relationships.
Yeah,
and you're just like, bloody hell, dude! How do you manage that? How do you manage that? There's people today being dead serious, and they can't do it.
No, absolutely. Yeah, they can't do it. They can't mesh it all together. But that was done so well because it was just so comical, and I think because of the cinematography as well, really for that time, close up point of views, and it was just the camera angles of Vera, and it was just amazing. Just it really brought you in close to the relationship they have, and yeah, I think that worked really, really well because there was still a little bit of that Peter Jackson comedy in there. It had that slow, melodic that music that was kind of like captivating for that, and it was just, yeah, I think the way he put that in after that big gory scene at the beginning was really well done. It's just amazing. And that definitely got us to not like that character.
Yeah, you think he's not being subtle about it. It's like, this is a bad character. You will hate her.
Absolutely.
But Paquita, she is bonkers, man. Like, she is scary in her own way.
School principal scary,
Paquita's like, I'm thinking stalker, what do you call it? What do you call that? Basic Instinct, who was it that did that?
Sharon Stone, was it? No.
No. I was that Basic? No, I was Sharon. No. The other one was Michael Douglas. No, it was Michael Douglas. Bunny Boiler.
Oh, I think it was Michael Douglas.
No, the other one. Sorry, the other one I'm thinking of. Who's the one with the bunny boiler? I forget that movie.
Oh gosh, that's
Fatal Attraction. Oh my god.
Fatal Attraction.
Was that Kim Basinger?
Oh, Stalker. Oh, right.
Sorry, that was flip sake. I had it in my head there, and I should really take better notes.
It's so good.
Yeah, Fatal Attraction. There we go. Yeah, thanks, chat.
Yeah.
We got there eventually. Yeah. Paquita is that character.
Oh. She was just the first scene of her smiling, it was just like, oh, okay, what a lovely character. And then it's kind of like, oh.
But then it focused into the eyes, you're like, oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
That's sort of intense. Mine.
That's right.
Yeah,
yes.
We'll see her in the shop. She's, like I said, she's got the persona of the sweet, innocent family shop girl, but then when the focus is on her eyes, and I think she's done it deliberately, that like
Yep.
intense glare, it's like, oh dear, this is a scary person. This guy, she's interested. She's like, oh, I think he the one, and she's just gagging for it. You know what I mean? It's just
Absolutely.
she needs a few
Takes
cold
off her
showers.
coat, puts her dress on, and that whole scene was really well done. Yeah, so cute.
And then she asked her, was that her mother or grandmother?
That was her grandmother.
Grandmother, yeah. Is he the one? Let's look at the cards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, they threw a clairvoyant in there. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, just let's throw at him for fun. So she's looking for this magical symbol, just anything to put her, she's on the hunt.
She was, yeah.
Like, there's no if, buts, and maybes. Like, could have been anybody. She was putting them dots together because she wanted some.
Poor lonely lady. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it just happened to be Lionel's the one that walked in to get the stuff for the dinner party.
Yes, that's right. Absolutely.
And that was it. Target locked. You're like, bloody hell, that would scare me. If so, well, being really just like, you and I are meant to be. God, what?
I'm going to stalk you from now on.
Yeah. But this is where this guy, the actor, shows he's got amazing physicality. The tram scene.
Oh, absolutely.
He's stumbling backward. No, I mean, he's doing Charlie Chaplin type of comedy.
Yes.
And that's not easy.
No.
He's doing that physical body comedy. And he stumbles back and then hooks himself onto a moving tram and spins into the thing. And no stunt double. That was him.
Yeah, absolutely. That's probably a testament to obviously Peter Jackson's direction, but it pulled it off really well. Absolutely.
Could you picture telling a modern day actor, oh, right,
No,
the train's going to trundle past, you're hooking on and you're doing it. I'm sorry, there's no green screen. We haven't invented that yet, so you'll just have to go with it.
More pushing of those boundaries.
Yeah, but even that alone, that's when you knew, and when you see later on scenes, you just knew you were in for a treat anyway, because this guy has just shown he can pull it off.
Yeah, absolutely. The detail in that was amazing. I mean, the detail in the movie is amazing, really. Fabulous scene.
Yeah, and that's
he gives off such a cool breeze character, sort of, not aloof, not stupid, not highly intelligent either, but he just is, if you know what I mean. He's just they wrote him up really well, and he did such a great job. And like you said, that scene in the tram, I mean, that's just hilarious. And he did it so well. I'm quite biased about this movie because I really liked it. So.
Oh, absolutely, I had a blast.
Yeah,
I just refreshed myself before we went on there, and I'm just like, you're still laughing at it, and God, 1982 is not stuff that was made yesterday.
I know, right? It was so long ago, 30 years ago. Wow.
Yeah. And you have movies now you forget about before you've even finished watching. Like you watch, there's movies now and you've actually forgotten what you've watched before you even leave the cinema.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can watch it again and still not remember what the ending was, Because
they're just generic and bland and rubbish. And we've got this, which I don't get how there must have been a thing with distribution. Why it did so badly at the box office. It must have only been released in a few cinemas, because there's no way this should have been controversial. This should have been like all the pundits screaming their heads off and freaking out. And this should have been Exorcist type level, but for a comedy horror of people losing their minds.
To tell you the truth, I don't even know if it made it to the cinemas. Did it?
Yeah, it did. It was released in the box office, but I think it was a limited release, so it was only done in a few cinemas.
Right, possibly, distribution, like you said. Yeah, because he wasn't really that well known over here, if you know what I mean. He just made a couple of movies, and everybody loved Bad Taste, but then some people were really, really against it, and it was just so I don't.
He's Marmite.
He
Let's be honest. He's Marmite. He's he's one of
yeah,
those you'll love or you'll hate.
exactly, and I think that's what the problem was, possibly a bit of polarizing there. Horror really was not a big thing at all back in that time over here. No, I mean, except for the American horrors, of course. It wasn't us making horrors. It was just Peter Jackson doing some silly movies with animatronics and puppets and aliens throwing up green sick and shit like that. So
In fact, one of
that
the
was
actors, the guy with the glasses, whose head ends up like the half a head, he
yep,
was in Bad Taste. Sure, he was the one that got into the alien suit at the end.
yeah,
That was
yeah,
him. I'm
yeah.
like,
Yeah. I think that's why they kept kicking his head around because yeah. I
even that,
actually
they're kicking his head
I was
around and still
wondering if it was
blinking and showing facial
yeah.
expressions. You're like, bloody hell, they can't even do that now with CGI.
I know, right? It was all just all done in the studio, you know what I mean? No CGI, no, it's just amazing, phenomenal. Yeah. From what we see now to what that was back then. I mean, it reminded me of Evil Dead original immediately,
Mm-hmm.
with the gore and all that sort of thing. But I think this definitely topped.
Oh, it
This
definitely
definitely
gave Evil
topped.
Dead a run for its money. Like that.
It did.
Uh,
Mm,
no messing about here. It's like, yeah, I'm cranking this up,
yeah.
but without being a
Braindead.
rip-off, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Because yes, you can compare the two because of gore, but they're completely
Yep.
different experiences.
Yep. Absolutely.
And that shows that two people can have vision and still be in the same genre, but still bring their own flavor to stuff. And
Absolutely.
that's what I love about horror. That's where horror's still going to survive when all these other franchises burn. That they have to
Oh yeah.
reboot and restart themselves again. Horror just keeps trundling on,
Yeah.
much the chagrin of everybody else, which I just love as well.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But yeah, even before everything kicks off, we're seeing that we're not in a like this could have been a movie just about a psycho mother and a psycho girlfriend because those two could have out crazied each other.
Yeah.
Because of course, Bakita turns up at the house uh, to bring us groceries, and then she's just like, "You're taking me on a date tomorrow to the zoo and playing."
Yeah.
I couldn't place her accent at the start because I think she's Latin American, living in New Zealand, but
Yes.
that's her character.
She's,
But um she's almost got an Aboriginal twang to her voice,
you
as
think so?
opposed, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know who she is. I should have looked her up. That's oops. I should have looked her up, but she's not a New Zealander, so yeah. I actually thought Latin America as well. So
All right, just yeah.
she's very
Obviously,
pretty. She suited the part very, very well.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I am not. I love her character. This is what. Here's the thing, and I love Vera's character too.
Yeah.
These are not characters like going. These are characters playing the part. Even Les's
Yeah.
character when he pops up, I love this character. Um,
Yeah. Do.
that's the thing. You don't actually go into this going, I hate this person or this character. It's just they're playing their part and they're making the plot happen, and it's all
Yeah.
goofy fun. So it's
Yeah.
almost pantomime. Like the pantomime film.
Yep.
That's what I'm seeing here. It's a good time's
Yeah.
going to had by all, and I can just picture everybody lining up at the end of the movie and bowing, and you're clapping them all because
Yeah.
it's that sort of good feeling you're getting from this movie.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. I hear you. Yeah.
Oh, she actually Spanish, as in mainland Spain, not Latin America.
Oh
All right.
wow.
Well, there we go.
Oh,
Glad
interesting.
I've got a research team here to do it, so we
Thank
to
you.
fill in the gaps of our feelings.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I never. Here's the thing: I never focus on actors and actresses. Not. I'm always interested in when I talk about these movies. It's all about the plot and delivery.
Yeah.
That's my focus. And it doesn't matter who, what anyone is. If the plot and if I'm not invested in the movie and the characters, I don't care. You know, I'm taken out. You can have all the A-listers of the day, but if it's a terrible movie and I'm not invested, then you've made a bad movie. Where if you have a bunch of
Yeah.
independents and I'm invested and I'm laughing or crying or screaming or whatever it is I need to do for that movie, that they've done their job and I'm more than happy for them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's easy. And if they're not preaching to me as well, that's a bonus too.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm a terrible person. I like that as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
simpler
agree.
times.
I agree.
But yeah, the scene where Vera's over here in Paquita, busy getting getting Lionel to take her out on a date, and then the way Vera just steps in the flowers and the music, the synth music, dun, you just know it's going to be bonkers.
It's right, eh? Absolutely.
And we haven't got the rat monkey again. You know, what I mean, this has all happened. Like that's what I'm saying about this. Does not dial it down. All this is happening with the characters, and that alone is a movie in itself.
Mm. Yeah, absolutely. And then there's the rat monkey's still there somewhere.
Yeah, the kind of okay. Yeah, we'll get back to the rat monkey, but you got to meet these absolutely
Yep.
mad characters who we're
Yep.
going to have so much fun with.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was invested. I wasn't. Do you know why like a bad horror movie, or one that you're not invested is okay? Where's the monster again? Sorry, just so when the characters are doing their things like slashers, you're like, okay, right, when's Jason going to appear again? Because these people are boring me. Or when's the next trap
Yep.
or flipping saw? Because the characters are wooden planks. This side was having
Yep.
fun even before the rat monkey again. So I'm like, yeah, I know it's coming because we've already had a taste of it before we begin.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying this part because we're getting over the top bonkers characters who you know is just going to have a lot of fun with when this all kicks
Yes.
off.
It all just draws you in, doesn't it? It
Mhm.
sort of takes you on a journey, and it's wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I miss that about movies.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
The last one I watched, and I don't know why I'm like still fanboying over it, but Renfield is the last modern movie I watched where I was genuinely invested.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah. Mm,
Especially
I
in a
don't think
comedy.
I've seen it.
Oh, it's worth
Mm.
it, honestly. Nicolas Cage plays Dracula.
Yeah, yeah. No, I haven't seen it.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
it's worth it. Honestly, it's the last time I'm like coming out of the cinema with a big smile on my face,
cool.
just having enjoyed myself for the whole lot of all the interactions and everything going on. It's um, it's like somebody's remembered how to make movies again because this is what movies were. It wasn't about the budget. It was about you can have all the budget a day, but if you don't make a good movie and you don't have people on board, then there's no
That's
point.
right. That's right. And you've got to have a really good team behind you. You know, he's got a hand. Wow, he's got so many phenomenal people behind him making this movie. Yeah, just it
But
was what you would expect a horror should be, and it delivered. You know, had no expectations going into it. Was blown away by the end of it, and it was just I, you know, I do miss that. I really, really miss that. I miss the cringe and the just the
getting your
yeah,
buttons pushed. You know what I mean? You want to feel
yeah.
something. That's the whole point of watching and investing in a movie and giving your
I mean, I
time.
physically, my heart was pumping out of my chest. I have not had that happen since I have to admit, Blair Witch Project, which I actually thought was real, because that's what they sold it as over here.
Said
Saw
nothing.
them getting their
I'm not saying a word.
Emmy Award. I don't say anything.
I'm not judging.
When I saw them on the stage getting the Emmy Awards, I was so angry because for 2 weeks after watching that movie, I couldn't sleep. Every time I saw the ad, I would flinch. And then I saw them getting the Emmy Awards. I was so angry. It was like, oh my God, you wouldn't believe how angry I was. I was screaming at the TV. But this movie did the same thing. It just gave me that, I don't know, something that no other horror has done except for, say, the Blair Witch Project for those 2 weeks that I believed it was real because it was in our paper and it said it was real. That's what I thought it was. But this one, yeah, wow, this topped the cake. This was just, it had everything I wanted, a bit of love, a bit of, we'll get into there's so many different threads and themes to this, isn't there? It was like a box of chocolates.
Yeah, because we'll go back to the rat monkey again because they just stick it in the zoo.
Yes.
Like, and its own like not even like separated, like just side by side to the monkeys, and they've not even normally when you introduce animals, don't they normally have a bit of separation between different species and to see if something's aggressive, blah blah blah. Nah, just chuck it in there.
But
this is where Vera is out evils the rat monkey itself, because I actually thought the movie would be the rat monkey going about biting people.
Yeah.
But we've got Vera dressed up with the shades and the scarf. She's following her son on a date. Like, that is mental.
Bonkers.
Like, that is like creepy to the creepy level. That's projecting stuff onto your kid that you shouldn't be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Their dynamics, yeah. So there she is at the zoo, following them around.
And then, we meet the rat monkey. Oh God, like, you couldn't love that thing if you tried.
Yeah.
I was thinking, Jason and the Argonauts type animation.
Yeah.
That sort of stop motion animation. Like, it wasn't puppetry, it was stop motion animation with it. And it was like, okay, that's a bit strange because everything else is animatronics.
Yeah. Yeah. But it worked. It worked. Especially when we get to see what happens to it. Mm.
Yeah, because
after it bites her.
This thing goes on a rampage on its own. It steals an apple. Was it Paquita throws an apple core into the cage? It decides it wants it and rips the arm off a monkey and decides it's going to eat the arm instead. And then Vera
pushing the boundaries, animal abuse.
Yeah,
oh my goodness!
Like, no messing about. It was animal on animal, so it wasn't even as if it was human and animal.
No. Oh. Did you cringe?
Yeah, I was like, oh God, there's no need for that. Bloody hell.
Yeah. I was cringing, but I was laughing. It was just so gross.
Yeah, but I think they were just showing how aggressive and nasty this thing is, and that they were warned not to bring it. But then Vera ends up, hiding because they see it and everyone's shocked, and she bumps against the cage and decides to take a chunk out of her, and then she goes full rage, like scarier. She was scarier than the rat monkey.
Oh yeah. That's why the rat monkey didn't really survive.
No, she's like, nothing survives the wrath of Vera.
No.
But I love the way they brushed over. Like, you're sort of going, how is this even possible in the zoo? You're thinking modern zoo, but then you see the guy with a cigarette and his wife just, get away, just, you can just tell us things like run on a shoestring and nobody gives a toss. And
yeah. Good old Kiwi humour.
Yeah, and then between that and Vera getting bitten, and then she decides to stomp on the thing's head, like through the bars, you're like, okay, right.
It ripped my dress.
Yes, so it had to die.
Yeah. Oh, funny.
And that's the rat monkey done with. That's that whole plot. Right, we've introduced the virus. That's what we need. Now on to the madness.
Yep. Now on to the crazy stuff. Yeah.
The whole thing of Vera transforming just and the pus. Like, that has to be some of the best pus ever.
Oh, wasn't it just amazing? It was so cringy, but I had to watch it because I can't review it like this. So I was kind of like this a little bit.
Yeah, but how many horror movies have you watched? Because I've lost count at this point, and I've seen all sorts of recipes and that, but the pus, the color scheme, and the consistency of that pus has to be the worst ever.
Oh,
Like, I believe that could come out of you.
it was horrendous. It was horrendous. Richard Taylor is amazing that he could do that and make it just worse than anything you could ever possibly think of. Oh, and the pus carries on throughout the film, of course. The
Oh yeah.
lunch scene.
Oh god,
God,
that's
Colin.
because you
Oh
haven't
my
fully
God.
transformed. But I love the way Lionel like is completely like something switched off in his brain because his mother's actually falling apart in front of him.
Literally.
And what's he do? He goes and grabs a glue to glue her cheek back on so she can be presentable for company. Like, and that's what goes into his brain. And it kind of makes, the decisions he makes later on, you're like, dude, what the hell? Yeah, you've had a bad childhood. If that's the way your brain works and that's the way you respond to a situation of, oh, my mother's face has fallen off. Let me glue it back on instead of like screaming from the rafters and getting her
Oh,
quarantined and fucking checked out. Like, not even a rabies shot after getting
yeah.
bitten by an exotic
Rabbit,
animal.
rat, monkey. Oh God! But then you have to kind of think, the scene about at the zoo where he's recalling the death of his father and the trauma of him watching him drown. So I think that kind of ties in with why he is the way he is, possibly.
Oh yeah,
You know?
because that's what I mean.
Mm.
It's been dropped. There's actually a plot in this, which is
Yeah.
amazing because you're like, this should just be goofiness and no coherent, but there's actually a plot, and we're getting foreboding, a bit of
Yep.
foreshadowing to what's actually happened, and the
Totally.
fact that he's a broken man inside.
Yeah. Yeah, so when you say about him just taking it all on board, I mean, that was, my mum's got a huge hole in her arm and there's pus coming out of it everywhere, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay
Yeah,
with mummy's changing. Oh God, look at her.
gotta keep up the
Her
appearances for
face is
high
falling
society.
off. High society. Oh
Yeah,
my goodness, her face is falling off and he glues it back on. Oh my God, that was horrendous.
yeah, but that was his first instinct. Like, you're just like, okay, right, this lad's his brain's broken.
You can see why, because there is actually a plot to this. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a reason for it. That's the thing. It's any other sort of comedy movie, would just be like, yeah, we're just doing it for laughs. But no,
Yep.
he's actually in the plot's been embedded that he is actually broken because of things that have been done to him. And you're like, that's bloody clever, you bastard. I shouldn't be looking so in depth into a bloody spoofy comedy horror.
I know,
Sneaky Peter's a
right?
sneaky one.
Oh, I know. I know. He went above and beyond with this one, I have to say. He pushed all the boundaries and it worked. So yeah.
Yeah,
So
and the dinner scene like that.
oh God.
I mean, no, it's not real, right? It's over the top, daft, but like dinner, and then even the thing of do you want some more beans and stuff? Just the way that was all done. The wife, I forget her name, but she's freaking out because she's all like, "Oh, this is horrible," but everyone else is just like, "It's normal," you know.
Oh my God.
They're trying to do like the formal dinner to talk about
Yes.
leading the society, and they're just three people, like one person's being serious and three people aren't. They're just like mucking in, which is there's a wee bit of culture. I mean, there's even a wee bit of cultural commentary in this. about sort of class divide and that, and
Oh,
or wannabe.
absolutely.
You know what I mean? There's like that's all thrown in here too
Yeah,
in that dinner
yeah,
scene.
yeah. With the Women's League. Absolutely brilliant. The gore in that was 100% awesome. One of the sickest scenes I think I've ever seen. Especially the custard.
Yeah, like all it
Oh,
was
and
custard, and it may as well. It must have been jam. You know what I mean? But that tone of that gore that spurts into the custard, you're like, oh my god, and you're just freaking out. And the fact that his wife's watching him eat it, and instead of going, honey,
Colin, fear his ear. That was disgusting.
with the earring still on it.
The earring, the black pearl earring. My goodness. Oh, it was awesome, but it was a shocker.
Yeah, and the actor who
Oh
did that,
god.
he hats off to him. He played that
Oh,
brilliantly.
he was awesome. Wow.
Just no pudding, actually get.
Oh, oh,
Oh
just
man.
brilliant gore.
But the
Brilliant.
thing is, these people are a parody, right?
Yeah.
But you can believe them. You've known people like this. That's what the thing that hooks
It's
you
so
in.
relatable,
We've known
right?
Veras, we've known Paquitas, we've known Lionels, we've known these two. We know these sort of people.
Yeah. Yeah. We
All Peter
recognize them.
Jackson's done is just dialed up a bit, but the groundings are of actual people that you've known in life. I think that's what makes
Yeah.
it grab you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're damn right. Yeah. That's the beauty of it. Oh, we're doggy sitting.
Yeah, that's what I said when we started. I say, "Oh, puppy!"
Yes. Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. No, that was a brilliantly well done scene.
But of course, that's the
Yeah.
I mean, it couldn't go any worse than this. I mean, that's just the.
Oh,
I just feel like every scene in this movie, he's just cranking the gears up.
it just gets worse and worse, doesn't it?
Yeah, he just cranks
Worse.
the gears up, and you think, okay, how's this going to get worse? How is he going to top this? But of course he does. There. Now he didn't get infected. He must have been infected. That must have been because we never saw them two again.
Yeah. If they were at the funeral.
True, but you didn't see any symptoms.
No. No, I don't think they were bitten. No, I don't
No,
think
but
so.
he wasn't bitten, but he still ingested it.
Oh, yes, that's what I was wondering as well when I watched it was does that mean that he's going to turn into a rat monkey thing zombie? But no, he didn't. He didn't.
No, and
Neither
that's
did. Yeah.
because that was a wee bit of a misdirect because I thought that's what was going to happen. That was the start of the infection.
Yes. Yes.
If that makes
That's
sense.
what I
All right,
yes.
he's going to go out. He's
Yep.
going to turn. He's going to bite someone. No, we're not
Yep.
going that direction. We're going somewhere completely different.
Yep. Totally. He wanted to take it somewhere else, so I think he just made it that you can only be infected by a bite, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is good because you really didn't want him to put. Yeah, he could have done something with that, but oh well, it is what it is.
I don't think it would have added though.
Yeah,
Yeah, it would have taken
you're
no
right.
because this is so tight. Let's
Yes,
be
it
honest,
is.
the plot is so tight and it just ratcheted up. That would have been a distraction, I think.
I think so too. Yeah, and it would have taken away from Lionel and put it into a third person type
Yeah.
of scenario. Yeah, so
So I think that was just him having fun, I think. And just to
I think so
show
too.
Vera falling apart actually in front of
Oh,
people. And just
in front of people. Yeah.
and everyone's so blasé about it. Brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like they couldn't notice that her whole face was falling apart and her eyeballs are falling out. Yeah.
Yeah, and her ear dropping off and just
Her
you're not
ear
gonna
fell off.
polite society doesn't talk about such things. You're like
Yes, you just high society. Just pretend it didn't happen. Yes, just pretend it didn't happen.
Gloss over, move on.
Yeah, move on. Keep eating that custard.
Yep.
Keep eating the custard.
Oh, he was loving it. He was just having the time of his life.
Oh, it was very creamy.
He told us. Oh man. And then that's where it just this is where it just goes crazy. This is where he just like, okay, we've done the civilized bit, now into the madness.
Yeah, we're right in the middle now. We have to make everything just deplorable. Yep, absolutely.
Yep. I can't remember how Paquita ended up back again because she scares me. Her character scares me. I'll not lie.
She is a bit. Yes, she's a little bit of that. Yeah. Crazy lady.
Yeah, but I think the only thing I can see is Lionel because he's crazier, so he manages to get crazier.
Yeah.
If he had been anyone else,
yeah,
with her intense. But yeah, this is where Vera just goes brah, and starts.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
Also, was that where Vera? No, Paquita had sneaked up into his room.
Yes.
Was that the night before, bringing us back his jacket?
Yes, that's right.
That's right.
Yep.
And then because he hadn't rung her, like, or went to see her, like, right the next day, she was knocking on the door going, "You haven't spoke to me in like 3 hours."
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Even though she knew that he was getting, like, he bought the ingredients from her for the dinner party, which they knew they were having.
Yep.
So yeah, that's what I said. She frightens me as a character.
Yeah. Yeah. She does come off as very sweet and lovely, but yeah. See, and by the end of it, you can see she's a bit full on.
Mm-hmm. But it was useful in this because I think you need someone that got to deal with that situation. But yeah, Vera goes full zombie now, starts trying to eat everybody, and collapses then to get the nurse. Then that just ramps it up again.
Yep.
How does Lionel end up with 2 bodies and then thinking, I know, I'll not ring anybody, I'll just throw them in the basement?
Yeah, I guess that's just his way of dealing with things. To be in character, I guess. A normal person would probably ring 111 or hit them over the head and bury them in the backyard. But no, he does. He loves his
But he'd
mum.
done nothing wrong, you know what I mean? And there's 2 people, and there's obviously an infection, and the sensible thing to make, just, oh God, I need medical attention, blah blah blah. This has happened, blah, you know. But nah, that's just hide him in the basement.
Yeah, well, maybe the attic wasn't available, so he had to put them somewhere.
Well, they needed the attic for later on. That was part of the plot.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. Interesting. Yeah, and I actually, and then we get to
the tram because he just tells everybody, "Oh yeah, she's already went to the hospital."
That's hilarious.
Because that's what you do. You just hide bodies in the basement while somebody else is in the house in broad daylight and like, "Oh yeah, they've already went," because nobody's going to check in a small town where everybody knows each other.
Oh no, of course not. No. Big old house though. His disposition as a character, I guess he's just goes with whatever comes to mind. And his reaction was he didn't want his mother to die or whatever, and we have to get back to the tranquilizers as well.
Oh, we'll get in that. Don't worry.
Yeah. It's just, oh my goodness.
That was so on the knuckle. Like, I don't think you could do that.
Oh
So
man.
Bukita toddles off with the bag. That's the thing as well. With the bag of clothes, she goes off on her own to somebody that doesn't like her, while her boyfriend, Vera's son,
Yeah.
stays behind to a hospital where nobody's there and not Twigon. Because didn't she walk out of the house with the bag, or did she just bring it downstairs?
I think she I think she just brought it downstairs.
All right, and then he went back to the shop, like, because she's all like, "Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't hear the ambulance," and
no, she came down the stairs with the bag. Yeah.
yeah, and just goes back to the shop
But she took
because
forever to like get everything together. It was kind of a strange scene that was.
yeah, and like I said, scary because she just embeds herself. Like she's one of the type just embed herself. She'd
Yeah,
be in your house like every day, and you'd be like, when did she start coming around? You know, one of them type of people.
yeah, she's one of those people that you can't get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
They just keep turning up every day, and it's you basically have to call the police to get rid of them, sort of person. Yeah, she's definitely one of those characters.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I wouldn't want her as a friend.
you wouldn't want her as an enemy though either. You know what I mean?
No.
It's one of the pick your poison.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where he's like, okay, so I've hidden these two bodies in the basement. Like one phone call, the ambulance service would have sorted this out. But what do I have to do? Oh, right, yes, they're coming to life again, so I've got to go get some sedatives. And then that's where we
Uh-huh.
meet. What was it? Was he a vet, a taxidermist, or what?
I think he was a taxidermist. Not sure. That's what my assessment was, that he was a taxidermist.
I wouldn't think in a
Yes.
million years to go to a taxidermist for sedative.
Well, no. Bizarre. I think that could have shown that he was getting it off the black market, sort of thing.
Is this the sort of bloke in the town that everyone knows to go to when you want dodgy stuff?
Yeah.
Right,
I
so
think
they
it's
just tell you without telling you that I want to go do something gnarly, so here's who I go to.
Yeah, definitely.
Mr.
That's the vibe we got.
Mr. German immigrant who forgot his papers, performing experiments.
Oh, that was classic.
Oh, that was, and then
That was
when he's all defensive, that I told immigration, blah blah blah, and then he's got that. And he starts getting all excited, talking about we don't do sedatives here, but I can do tranquilizers,
yeah.
And then you see the ripped freaking overalls. Oh my god, you did not. Did you miss that bit?
Which bit?
The bit where he's turning around, he's got the ripped overalls. So his white jacket is ripped.
No,
And the
I
armbands
missed
underneath.
it. No, I missed it.
Oh,
No, I missed it.
right. So he's got his white lab coat on, yeah, and he's poking about
Yeah.
with something like a critter of some sort.
Yeah.
And then he's getting all, the spell, right? He's got the swastika on armband underneath the
I
thing,
didn't
so the
see it.
lab coat's ripped, and you just see the swastika armband underneath. Like there's no messing about with us.
I saw the rip, but I didn't see what was under it.
Yeah, so
I saw the rip, but I didn't notice.
Yeah.
Oh God, really?
Oh yeah.
SS like a
proper swastika armband. You're like, okay, mate, okay, right. We're doing that, or what?
Oh, pushing more boundaries.
And then hands in the ball of freaking tranquilizer. You're like, that's how we do it. That's what I mean.
Yep.
Everything's just dialed up to 11.
Oh my God.
Yeah. How did he get Lord of the Rings again?
I honestly, I don't know how
he should have been a pariah in Hollywood. Hollywood should have been afraid to touch him.
How he got from bad taste to Lord of the Rings is unbelievable. I don't know. Yeah. I guess people started liking him.
Yeah, but I just want to know what movie in his back catalogue do people go, yeah, that's the man with the vision. I need to look more into this because honestly, this guy's not someone who can be controlled. This is not a
No.
yes man. This is not somebody who cares who he offends. He knows what he wants to make, and he's going to bloody well make it.
Yep. Yep.
And that isn't the type. You know what I mean? For something like Lord of the Rings, you wanted somebody safe. Peter Jackson isn't safe.
Not at
And I
all.
don't mean that anyway derogatory. I think the man is brilliant. You know what I mean? He's like Quentin Tarantino. He's like Sam Raimi. You know, he's a visionary. And there's so few of them.
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg's safe. You know what I mean? That's a nice safe pair of hands, you know, something like that. Or what do you call him? Cameron? James Cameron? He's
James
safe.
Cameron.
Yeah, he's a nice safe person.
Yep.
You know, but you give something to Sam Raimi and give him 100% control. Like you don't know what you're getting. You know what I mean? That's his thing. You give Quentin Tarantino, he's not messing about. And I put Peter Jackson in the same, and I mean that's very high accolades.
Yeah.
For directors, you know, utmost respect for him.
Rob Zombie up there as well, in that sort of category. You give him
I don't
a
think
movie
Rob
and
has
he's
the
going
talent.
to do something different.
He does something different, but he doesn't. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the talent to put it through. That's the problem.
Yeah, sometimes.
And he gives jobs to.
Yeah.
He's too much of a democracy, so he keeps giving jobs to his mates and family. So it doesn't necessarily mean we're getting the best people for the job.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but they must have. Yeah, I would like to look more into that actually.
I know you're saying Peter Jackson's Beatles project was amazing as well. Do horror authors have an advantage with other genres, do you think?
Well, I think the fact that he went from horror, then he went to the Lovely Bones, possibly.
But the Lovely Bones, oh, that's all right. We're just talking about that because I went down and this is definitely on the list. If you haven't checked this out, oh my god, that's so true to the book as well.
I think the way he did the surreal scenes in the Lovely Bones may have given them some sort of idea that he could pull off Lord of the Rings.
I think what we need to do, Dale, is we're doing this as a series now. I think we've kind of talked ourselves into it. We're going to go through Peter Jackson's filmography, and I think we'll need to do a wee bit of research in between to see how the timeline went.
Yeah.
So I think maybe we'll do Meet the Feebles and Bad Taste, and we'll get it sort of in the timeline up to then, and we'll try and figure it out because this is a fascinating story. This is a fascinating man, and the fact that he was able to sway. I've talked about this before. Like the corporate machine is so risk adverse, so bland, so grey, and that's not Peter Jackson. He's one of the most colourful, vibrant creatives in the world.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So he's too much for them. So how did it happen? Yeah, I think that'll be an interesting journey to go down.
Yeah, I love that. That sounds great. You're full of ideas. It's brilliant. Love it.
It's good to riff, you know what I mean? It's good to. That's why we're here. We're here for the love of the genre and love of the movies and the creators behind them. Because there's some interesting stories.
Oh yes.
Let's do it.
Yes.
But yeah, the same with the Nazi doctor, not Nazi doctor, but as a Nazi because he's actually got the Nazi thing on. that just once again, and the fact Lionel's okay with it, he just completely blasé about this is what I'm doing,
and he's going to do it. Yeah. Oh, but then when he goes to goodness.
But he doesn't. This is how we get Vera because he's going past the shop because apparently every road in this town goes past that shop where Paquita can see every member of the community walking past and scans. You know what I mean? She's like friggin' the Eye of Sauron herself, the Lionel, the Lionel. He abandoned me. He didn't come in. Right. And Lionel looks like a bloody hobo at this point. Like this costume, and he's such a physical actor.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
He's such a physical actor. Like I put this guy in the same league as Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah.
For his physicality.
Right. Yeah.
And that's a compliment, I believe anyway.
Absolutely. Yep.
But yeah, he's got this bottle of tranquilizer. He's not shaven and everything. He's just all disheveled. And Paquita still she's still his target because the card said they're destined to be together forever. So that's it. That's him.
Yep.
And hell,
Entangled. They're entangled.
no, they would be romantically entangled immediately. Like,
yeah.
she decided that, not him. He had no clue. He's just completely.
He's just gone into the shop.
Yeah. But yeah, he's even hiding
But
from
even
her.
his entry into the shop was very slapstick. The way he falls and
Yeah, that's what
yeah,
I mean.
it's
It's such
great.
a. I haven't seen physicality like that. Like I said, the only one I've seen that from is Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
nobody's been able to.
Absolutely.
I can't think of anyone that's come even close to that.
No. No.
And he doesn't.
I mean, there's some
And
comedians that have tried, but they don't really pull it off.
no, that's what I mean.
They,
It's awkward and stiff, and
yes.
never. What do you call that guy? Ernest. You know the Ernest movies. The guy that did the weird thing with his mouth, and he tried a bit of it, and it was never good. Chevy Chase tried some of it, and he was never good at it.
Yeah.
Freaking Martin.
Oh, Steve Martin.
Steve Martin, yes.
Yeah.
He tried, but it never landed,
No. And the other one, Ace Ventura. What's his name?
Oh, Jim Carrey. God,
Jim Carrey.
He got old very quick. I know people still love him and that, but I got bored with him very quickly because it was just rinse and repeat.
It is. You just get the same thing over and over again. Yeah.
Yeah. So that never. I mean, I haven't seen that level of physical acting, genuine comedy acting since Charlie Chaplin, and
no, well,
that's amazing. This guy. I need to see what else he's done now because I have to go down that rabbit hole. Because
so he was on Shortland
then
Street.
What's his face?
Sure
The guy that ended up in the Star Wars things, playing Shortland Street as well. The nurse. I remember.
Yes. Dr. Ropata. Timura Morrison.
Yeah, he played Django Vet, didn't he? And then
yes, yep, he did. He's played lots of movies now over in Hollywood.
Because I remember seeing that for the first time. Because we got all Australian soaps growing up. You know what I mean? Flipping Neighbours, Home and Away, all that. And you're like, then Shortland Street was like, oh, this one's New Zealand. What? Oh, they do soaps too, and they're just as wacky.
Ugh. It's correct.
Oh, I was trying to explain. I was on was it last night? What night? This is Thursday. No, Tuesday night when I was on with Steve, I was trying to explain Prisoner Cell Block H to him. And he couldn't believe how bad it was.
What's that?
Prisoner Cell Block H, you don't remember that?
No.
Oh god, that was it's an Australian one, but it's set in a women's prison.
Not Prisoner.
No, Prisoner Cell Block H,
Prison. Oh my god. That old thing.
Sorry, I'm showing my age here. I do apologise.
Sorry. I was a kid when that was on. Like a little kid.
Oh, just a baby.
God, seriously, I'd forgotten about that one. Woo-hoo.
What? You mean they slammed the cell doors and the whole bloody walls wobbled because they're all cardboard? And they seemed to halfway house where it was flipping pantomime. The street was pantomime backdrop between the door, and then they forgot to switch on the traffic sounds like halfway through a scene, and then they turned it off.
Oh, holy moly.
But back to this, that's the high quality shows these actors have come from, and you can just show they were wasted.
Total wasted talent. Yeah.
Oh dear, I love memory lane. It's such a fun place at times.
Absolutely.
But Tamara Morrison. Yep. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's just funny how the people break out and they become well known.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I said. I need to look this guy up and see what else he's been in, because no way could he have been in this movie. Like, he should have been Bruce Campbell level
Oh yeah, but it just wasn't recognized over here. It just was not recognized for what it is now. Yeah. Like
Maybe it
you
was
said,
just maybe because of the Commonwealth. Maybe that's why we got to see it.
possibly, yeah,
Maybe it
I'd
just
say so.
didn't get released other parts of the world as widely. So, like I said, I grew
Yeah.
up with Peter Jackson, and that's what everyone's like. When people like in the media are losing their minds, going, "Oh, this new director," like what? I remember like when the whole Lord of the Rings discussion, this unknown brand new. I'm like, what do you mean unknown? I remember the
Yeah.
posters up in the video shop every Peter Jackson movie had come out, and just was gagging for it. Like, oh yes, yes, when's it out? When's it out? I want it
Yeah.
in the VHS player.
Absolutely.
Boom.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. He's probably more famous in some other countries than over here at that time, but yeah, he's very well recognized now, old Sir
Yeah, well,
Peter Jackson.
but then that just lets people get to see the glory of these movies.
Yeah, I know. An acquired taste,
Oh,
I
definitely.
guess.
Like this isn't. Would you
It's not
recommend this to a non-horror fan?
what I recommend.
To
Pardon?
a non-horror fan, would you recommend this movie?
No. No. It's terrify them. They wouldn't last 5 minutes. They wouldn't last the first 5 minutes. No.
It's
No.
not the casual viewer there. It's just this is
Yeah,
hardcore.
no. You have to be pretty desensitized to get through this movie. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh dear.
You've had to have watched a shitload of movies, horror movies, to see, yeah, to appreciate
Right,
this
that explains it then.
work
That's
of it.
what's wrong with my brain because I've had a blast watching this, just laughing the
Oh,
whole way through.
would you recommend it to anybody who wasn't a
That's the
horror
thing
fan?
because I think I am that desensitized. Honestly,
Sorry.
that's the thing. I think I am actually that desensitized where I'd watch
Oh,
something and I'd be like, yeah, that's all right. You get the squeaky toy.
I know, right? I'm totally. Oops, I've gone bigger. Um, I'm desensitized. I have to admit, I'm very desensitized as well. So this movie gave it to me.
Yeah,
Gave me what I've been wanting for so many years.
I wonder. That'd be actually quite fun. Somebody watches that, like, yeah, watch it. It's no problem. And then they get traumatized, and you're like, oh dear, sorry,
For life.
sorry, sorry, didn't mean to. Oh, best intentions, honest.
I know. I've wanted to share this movie to my horror group, but I'm going to now. But I wanted to wait till we'd done the review, but I'm not too sure how many even horror fans could tolerate this movie.
Oh, God, you can't. You have to give it a go at least. God, that's
You've got to, yeah, yeah.
and it's all
It's
done
I
in.
feel bad for it.
It's all done with a sense of fun and over the. You know, it's over the top. That's the thing.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
even yeah. So we've got Paquita dressing down Lionel, who anybody who isn't crazy would say, "Oh dear, this guy's in trouble," and he's got a big bottle of tranquilizer, like industrial grade tranquilizer, under his arm, and he looks like a homeless person right now, and he's having a freak out. I should be calling the people in white coats. But she's all like,
Yeah.
you haven't called me back. You're ignoring me. And I saw you hiding from me. I saw you because I was stalking you. Because my shop window sees all.
Yeah, the fishbowl.
And then that's when we get the return of Vera because
Yeah.
no basement's holding her.
Yep. Oh, God.
I wonder, they obviously booked that tram line because that's a legit, that isn't, it's not a
Well,
prop. It's not saying that's a legit tram line that's in this
we
movie.
we actually did have trams. So I was going to research this before I came on, but I didn't. But the trams did finish at a certain year, so I'm not too sure if they were still going when he filmed this movie or if they're his trams.
They're starting to bring it. They have been bringing them back actually since 2010 over in the UK.
Have they?
Yeah, they started to bring trams back. Like,
Yeah, no, they're not
they
going to
actually look
do
quite
quite
nice.
that. Yeah, yeah,
Nice
I remember them.
glider types, electric trams
Yeah,
or
yeah, they're good. They're a good little, way better than I mean, and well, So I'll have to look into that and see when the trams in Wellington finished and see, because there is a bit in there where I wasn't too sure whether or not they were actually real or if that was some sort of CG. No, well, they didn't
No, it
have.
was a legit tram line. That's, it was a
Yeah,
legit tram line in the street. It wasn't a prop.
because we did have them. I just can't remember what
Yeah.
year we finished.
So I
Yeah,
wonder
we
if
got
he booked the, was it?
He would have. He would have.
Yeah, he's booked the street, and that's,
Oh yeah, definitely.
yeah. And the
Yeah, he would have.
effects,
Yeah. Also
Vera just
the
runs and gets
plane,
bopped.
the airplane at the beginning. I mean,
Oh,
how did he pull that off?
because part of it looks fake, before it comes into land, but it's the same plane.
Yeah,
so you're like,
it is. And I know he's got a bunch of planes, so whether or not
did he back then? And that's a cargo plane. It's not like a.
that's right. Yeah. I don't know if he did back then. I can't. Well, see, we'll have to research and see when he started collecting all.
I think he's the man that can talk to people. The more I'm
Yeah.
starting to think about it, he's not just a brilliant director, and he's not just a visionary. He can talk to people and get favors. And I think, I think if Peter Jackson came to you and go, "I need to borrow your house," and I might blow it up a wee bit, but it's for a good movie, and I think you'll enjoy it, and he'll pitch the idea to you. And I think you're the type of, would just kind of go, "Oh, okay, yeah," and no talk of money or anything. Just, I want to blow, don't mind, you're just house. I want to blow it up for this movie, and here's my idea. And I think you'd just get wrapped into his bonker idea that you just do it. You'd hand him the keys and not even think.
Yeah.
And then 10 minutes later, like, what did I just do? I'm starting to think this man's a bit of a magician.
He's probably got the key to the city. I've got no idea how he pulls shit off.
Oh, apparently some of the trams were models.
He took over a huge blooming museum for about a year with all his World War One memorabilia, and yeah, it was amazing. He took over 2 museums.
Mm-hmm.
I
think he's the man. He's a bit like Stan Lee.
Absolutely.
That was Stan Lee's thing, that he could talk to people and you feel like you know him all your life.
Yeah.
And you'd be amenable to his ideas. I think he's got that charm, which you don't see anymore.
No, no.
Everyone keeps bumping up. I know you're a fan of him, but everyone keeps bumping up Taika Waititi, and I don't dig the man at all. I just can't take him.
He's going a bit crazy. He is.
But not in a good way.
Yeah, some actors aren't wanting to work with him at the moment. I think he's just gone a bit overboard.
Yeah, where I don't get that sense at all. Anyone that's, like you said, the team behind him are loyal to him. They're loyal to his ideas, and they're all part of the creative process. But it's about the end product, not about ego.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and Peter Jackson's got it all, really. He's right up there with James Cameron, I'd say, at this stage. Mm.
But yeah, Vera, like that scene. I'd probably say that's what the model was, the bumping, they actually bumping against Vera. And then just, let's get the shot involved, just crashing through the window.
I know. Can I break your shop?
Yeah.
I think that was an actual 4 square that was actually there. So I don't know. They let him smash through their window. That was really good. Oh, and then injecting her up the nose again. Yeah. Oh god, it's like,
because that's the thing. Instead of just letting, there might have been a cure, but he's hiding it. He's like, what I mean? There's he's the reins of the fact that he still thinks he has to hide this.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh god, we haven't even got to the funeral.
Oh no, and that's what I mean. This is, what I mean, we're going up this hill, and you're going to go. Surely he can't go anymore. Surely no. Surely this can't get any worse.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah. So obviously the officials arrived. She's pronounced dead. Oh. Finally.
Yep, they all tune up. Yep, all right.
But who's embalming somebody 5 minutes before a funeral?
No one.
Like a 2-man, and that's the wee guy. He was in the house later on, but the wee guy, he's the one that was in bad taste. the assistant
Ah,
who
the
ended up at
assistant
Les's
was
party.
Peter Jackson.
Hmm?
Peter Jackson. He cameoed in it. That
Oh,
was
was that
him.
Peter
The
Jackson
assistant.
himself?
Oh yeah, that was him. That was him when he was younger.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So that was 30 years ago. So he's
God, right.
changed
Yeah,
lots
barely.
then. Go back and have a look at that scene and you'll see it's Peter Jackson.
All right, God's sake, yeah. And then they're sad about,
And,
we'll have to, they're having to hide the fact that the bombing went wrong because whatever
yeah,
this is wasn't working.
that was disgusting, but awesome.
No, the sandwich scene.
Oh!
This bile is spreading everywhere, and all Peter Jackson can think of is, oh, dude, you did it. You did it. Like the fact that he set a sandwich on top of the dead body in the first place, casually.
I mean, who does that? Who makes a movie like that?
But it's all these bits that are thrown in, and I mean, it's just an assault in the senses. You're like, oh shit, he didn't do it. Oh, he did, right? Okay.
He did. Yeah, I know, right? It's just like, how much more can I take?
The problem was somebody gave him a budget because he's made the previous two he made in his shoestring, and we saw the madness that he did there.
Crazy.
So like somebody gives him money, and he's like, "Am I going to hire better actors? No. Am I going to do this? No. What I'm going to do is madness, and this is every freaking mad effect I can, but still being a good storyteller manages to clear it all together because you're."
You can do whatever you want with it, so yeah, go for it.
Yeah, but that scene in the embalmers, it just happens to be right next to the church.
Right,
yeah. So they're trying to do this next door and then shoving her into the coffin. Like, sure.
Oh my god.
But it doesn't get. It gets better.
Oh yeah.
Because Lionel's not satisfied that she's gone.
He can't believe it, eh?
Yeah, and he's because he's obviously seen what she's capable of, so he's going to make sure that she's freaking knocked out before getting buried.
Yep. That didn't go very well. That was great when he fell through the wall. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that, but it was great. Yeah.
It just smashed into the congregation, and he's like, he looked as if he was hugging her and stuff, and you're just like, oh man, that's. There's comedy scenes. There's actual comedies have tried to do that sort of thing and failed miserably because it looks so flat.
Yeah.
And yet, I mean, each one of these scenes alone is iconic. You know what I mean? Just timing, the presentation, and just the add on the gore factor.
Absolutely.
And the greens run out of her still, and just slimy, and he's. And Paquita still wants him.
Eh?
Paquita still wants him. That's why she scares me.
Oh, I know.
But we also get introduced to Les.
She's been led astray by her grandmother, so I don't know.
Even the bits of the car. Oh, don't worry about those. And the grandmother's looking at them again. Oh dear, mad stuff's about to happen.
Oppression, suffering, sadness, sorrow.
Yep.
Oops, I won't tell her that bit.
Yeah, but you're going to find the one that's going to happen sometime. Oh, right. Yeah. But she didn't tell Paquita it was the next person that would come along. Paquita was just on the hunt.
Yeah.
So Paquita's still seeing her potential suitor in the loving embrace of a corpse who's went the raid out of the coffin, and she's perfectly fine with that. And so, yeah, he'll do me. That's what I want.
Starry eyes, yeah.
I wouldn't say starry eyes, more like friggin' demon scary eyes of you're mine.
You're mine. I'm coming for you. Whether you want me or not.
Yeah. But they would get introduced to Les Lionel's uncle, who's just a plot device. Let's be honest.
Well, they had to have an antagonist character in there somewhere, so
But I
he
still
was
like
the
them.
perfect one.
That's the
Yeah, he
thing.
was perfect, right? Yeah.
He's such an over the
Typical
top.
Kiwi. Yep. Typical office white collar working man back in those days. Yep. Yep. Fit the part perfectly. Yeah.
And yeah, he's basically heard his sister's dead. He's after the money,
Oh yeah.
grifter.
Yep.
Not a pleasant person, but he's with no way he's introduced to the plot because we need things happen, and I didn't mind.
Yep. No, it pushed the story along actually. Yeah. It added another element that worked to the plot, layering to the plot. Yeah, very good. Mm.
And how did Lionel not get committed or locked away for a bit or sectioned?
Good question. He should have been. Yeah. Remain a mystery.
We knew the priest was going to be an awesome character, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Because he even that dialogue when he's in the thing, if he doesn't turn up soon, well, we'll just have to go ahead. If he's not here in the next 20 minutes, then his mother Vera will be delivered into the loving arms of the Lord without him. Just that sort of clip dialogue. I'm like, that's the best dialogue from a preacher I've heard in a movie ever.
Really?
That's not even his best line because that's coming up.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, right. It gets better. It gets better. Oh yeah,
Yeah, that was 4-1. Oh, this is one to watch. That's brilliant.
Absolutely.
I wonder, like he has this. The people obviously have gelled together with the love of wanting to make a good movie.
Yeah.
Because you can just tell.
You can, can't you? Yeah. Absolutely. They're just, I don't know. He's just grabbed all these wonderful characters, he's stuck them together, and they all seem to just want to make this movie work. And they've pushed the boundaries, knowing that they're going to possibly cause some controversy, and they just did it anyway. And well, we appreciate it now better than what we would have back then. But
I think it was a shock.
Yeah.
I think it was I think probably an initial shock of, oh my god, this is actually happening. It was just, the brain takes a minute to rise there, and 30 years later, still like that. You're like, okay, brilliant.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's genius.
Yeah.
But you've got these over the top characters, and yet they complement each other. Where
they do.
Anyone else that tries this, outside of the Carry On movies, I would say, always end up rubbing each other the wrong way. You know what I mean? You have one over the top character, everyone else plays it straight.
Yep.
But this is just, there is so much.
They're all at the top of their game, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this is a fine balance. There's so much. I mean, somebody could have rubbed against another character. It could have went wrong, but it didn't. And it just shows cleverness. Wish I had it.
It does, and it shows the commitment to the movie and to the producers and the people that are putting all this hard work into the movie, and it's quite a small budget, but for what they fitted into it, it was amazing.
But like I said, Peter's used to working on shoestring budgets, and like that was a massive jump from what he's worked with and being able to produce movies. So this was like flipping Toy Town to him. He's like, oh, I've got all this money. Oh, right, okay. Let me crank it up. Where another director might have been tempted to be, oh, well, I'm going to pocket this, or they'll go on expenses, or we'll all stay at nice hotels.
Yeah, you're right.
Nah, he's like, nah, I know this is all going,
Yep. And he's obviously pulled a few favors too.
Yeah, still the ramp, because there's no way all that happened on the budget, even at that time.
No, definitely not.
But you'd think that would be the epitome, wouldn't you? The funeral scene. But no, this is only the warm up.
No, that's just a warm up. Yeah. It is just the beginning.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. So we get because the nurse is still in the house in the basement.
Yes, Nurse Brenda.
Yeah, it's still in the house because you'd almost forgotten about her for a second because there's that much salt in your eyes. So he's still got to deal
Oh,
with her. He knows
how
his
about
mother's.
her
Hmm?
character? How about her character? The I have to bring this up. The her head being backwards.
Yeah,
So
getting
we got
sliced
the
and then
upside
going on a
down.
hinge.
Yes, yes, and we got to see the upside down scenes. That was just great. For that time, I have to say, I don't know, but for that time, I just think that was amazing cinematography.
Oh yeah,
You
and
sort of went back with her, and it was just like, wow, that's what it looks like from her angle. It's just, that first person point of view was just so well done. Yeah,
yeah, and then
but
she's still acting. She's
yeah,
still a character. That's the thing.
God, oh.
Oh, I forgot he'd take the flying duck on the wall, use it as a ninja star as well. Oh, just there's so much. There's so much in this. You could do about 3 reviews of this movie, and we're like,
Oh God, I know. Because
pick up something.
seriously, that that's just zombies having babies.
Oh yeah, we're getting
Oh
that. God,
my God.
because he goes back and obviously he decides he's going to dig up his mum
Yeah,
because that's what you do.
yeah, because that's what you do.
Because you
Yep,
wouldn't
you go
think,
to
oh well, she's
Glory
buried, she's under
Cemetery.
tons of earth. That might slow her down a bit. No, no, no. He's back to dig her up, and then these hood rats are like drink, punk rockers drinking in the cinema or drinking in the cemetery, being, oh, we're
Cemetery.
tough.
that
Even the peeing on the grave bit, it's just like over the top.
even that nowadays is not kosher.
You
That
couldn't.
one little yeah, Peter Jackson. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome.
but how the hell? He must be the zombie whisperer because the 3 guys they start beating him up,
Yeah.
but Vera bursts out obviously and turns all through it. Then there's 4 zombies now, and he's able to herd them all as zombies back to the house from the
I
cemetery.
know. That's nuts. It's insane. It's just insane.
Yeah, and then we get to the second dinner scene where you thought the first dinner scene was over the top.
Oh God. This one just blew that one out of the water.
I didn't know zombies had scrambled egg, by the way.
Oh, I didn't know they ate it all. Really.
Yeah, apart from human brains, it's just apparently if you don't have human brains, about a scrambled egg will do the job.
Yeah, or bodily organ. Yeah, body organs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
and he's using the best cutlery too. Fucking silver, like he's using the dinner service, like he's using the china plates and the silver spoons to make it basically have a dinner party with zombies.
oh no.
I was just like,
Oh.
what the hell?
Oh, that was brilliant. It really was. But then it got worse.
Because then Les Burles appears to show his true intentions.
Oh
Um,
yeah, but the
Nurse Brenda and the
I have to
Padre are like,
say, how many zombie movies have you watched where zombies are having sex? Zero.
does warm
Right.
bodies count?
No, zombies.
Oh, zombie,
Zombie
zombie,
on
not
zombie.
zombie.
Yeah,
No, 0.
until this movie, right? Mm.
Ugh.
At the dinner table
Like
while
they're
Lionel
just.
goes out to check on
But
what's
even the
going
scene
on.
leading up, like he's trying to feed them, and even Nurse Brenda, he's like, he's opening her head like a latch because
I know, yuck!
she's trying to eat it. It comes out, and he's like, okay.
That one scene I did turn away. I did turn away on that one. I have to admit, I'm such a blouse. I had to turn away. That was just sick.
And the rocker with a spoon puts it through his thing. He's like, Mama, like baby's going, help me. Ah.
And then she takes up of it. Yuck!
Oh god, that has to be most mental. I mean, The
Peter
dinner.
Jackson said
This
to
this
them,
put this in
"Go for
perspective,
it."
okay? The dinner table scene in Texas Chainsaw Massacre is tame compared to
Yeah.
this. The Sawyer
Oh
table,
yeah.
where what's her
Yep.
face wakes up at the Sawyer's table, right?
Yep.
Is tame
Yep.
compared to
That's
this.
nothing. Nothing compared to this.
That is
Nothing.
that cranked up to
Yep.
11.
Yeah. And then some.
Yeah, and a wee sprinkling of extra zombie sex just for fun and games.
Yeah, let's do that because nobody else has ever done it. So,
And never will again.
oh my God. Oh, horrendous. That was so good. Yeah.
And Peter Jackson got Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. That's a confusing one. Yeah.
Why?
They
Why
saw
did it
something in
happen?
him. Oh, that scene had me on. God, honestly, I was in stitches. I was in stitches. That's when I couldn't breathe properly. I couldn't catch my breath.
There's just so much going on. It's like a Police Academy
Oh,
movie where if you miss it, there's something going on in the corner, it's on
yes.
your peripheral, and if you blink, you miss it, and then you have to
Yep.
watch the scene again, and then you catch something else.
Yeah.
This was all
Yeah.
condensed around the dinner table. So much going on. You're like, whoa.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Ah, loved it. Loved it.
God. Oh.
And of course, as Berlez is like, I want I want my rightful inheritance, as in I'm here to grift.
Yep. 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 And Vera left everything to me, but she died before she got the chance to write it in a will. Yeah.
Yeah, and will not bother with lawyers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even Lionel's like, oh, you have to speak to the lawyers about that. Not even, get the hell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just shows how broken he is as a person.
Broken. Broken. Not weak.
No, but he's broken.
No. Like I'm thinking weak
No,
kind of disposition, but no, he's actually not, is he?
no,
No.
he's actually a broken man. He's been broken before any of this happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Like without the zombies, this is a character that has been done to him,
Yeah.
and the fact that the hint's been dropped and the trauma shows why, because it actually makes sense. And I think,
It does. It explains why he makes the decisions he does in the movie, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
where if
Yeah.
he didn't have that, you'd be just going, what's wrong with this guy?
Yes.
But they've already set it up. Like, that's how clever Peter Jackson is. Great in this one. It's already been set up. This is why
Yeah.
Lionel would act the way he does, because he's a broken man. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's clever. Why you're actually engaging the logic centers in they explain an absolute mental movie. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
I want to believe 114. Greetings. Sorry, flip chat's getting busy, folks. Sorry, folks. We're just in the zone here with this. This movie is an assault on the senses, and like from scene to scene, it just escalates, and you think you've
It does.
reached the
The peak,
pinnacle. Just
right?
no.
Yeah.
You don't get off
It
the hook that
doesn't.
easy.
So. Oh. So we missed one bit out there.
Mm.
The zombie baby.
That doesn't happen for a bit, because obviously after Les goes, he puts them all down in the basement again.
Oh, yes, no, that's right. Sorry, I did skip. They skipped.
Yep, and then that's where we meet the zombie baby.
Yes, because I'm like, the zombie baby. Oh, crikey. That's right, yeah.
Yeah, because that's where just once again you think, how can he top this? No way. And then once again, right, like the three punks, they were able to beat him up in human form, but zombie form, he has complete control of them
Yeah,
and is able to lead them around and get them to do stuff.
yeah. Possibly because he's tranquilizing them, I guess.
I
They made
suppose.
such the motif of the tranquilizer bottle, I think with that.
Yeah, he's just glugging and he's not even
Yeah,
measuring out.
he's just stabbing them all with bloody, yeah.
Yeah, or feeding
And
it to
it's
them.
funny, it's the plot sort of fell apart there, but the needle just continuously had an abundance of fluid inside the needles that he's able to inject 6 of them at the same time with one needle, and he didn't redo the, he didn't refill the needle. It was like, yeah, but it still worked, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, because it's
and any other movie it would not have worked. You'd go, oh, plot fail. Come on, we're not stupid. You didn't refill the bloody tranquilizer. Yeah.
But then you saw him when he was feeding them, he'd already poured it into the scrambled egg anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
So he's like, you'd seen that anyway.
Yeah, but some later on scenes in the basement, it's kind of, he's running around, and then later he's injecting everybody, and it still worked really well.
Yeah. But then he has them all tied up in the basement.
Yeah.
Because that's what you do. And then we meet Zombie
That's
Baby.
What you do with zombies.
Yep.
Oh, funny. Oh.
There should be a toy of that.
Oh,
Why wasn't there should be a toy of Zombie Baby?
Yeah.
That's I managed to make it a character in itself.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh God.
And he finds out he can't work out why the radio's not working. He has a radio on for him because he's considerate. Like, he's got them tied up, and he puts the radio on to entertain them.
Isn't he so caring?
Mm-hmm. But that's what I'm saying, where, what his mother did to him, that would kind of make sense.
Mm. Yeah. I think if his mother wasn't involved, it would have been a completely different story, completely different movie. Yeah. It wouldn't have worked so well.
No, but that's what I mean, the setup.
The setup
of these characters.
Yeah. Also the things like the music in the background that gives you a bit of a, it's supposed to give you an emotional sort of, oh, he really does love his mummy, and mummy still loves him, and yeah. So I think that was done quite brilliantly to sort of pulls at your heartstrings. Not enough, because then it's just full on blown away again next scene with gore. So I like the juxtaposition,
Yeah, brilliant. Good. This is where it just, I think, ratchets up, because what's he go out to do? Did we see Bakita? We don't see Bakita for a bit.
No, we don't. No.
She disappears from the plot. This stuff kind of happens. Do we introduce Les?
She's back at the shop because she's gotten a proper reading from Grandma. So she's back at the shop, I think. Mm-hmm. So.
And that's where Grandma gives him the amulet thing. Like, I can't remember where that scene fits in. Yeah, but that.
Yeah. And there's another thing that they added to it was the amulet, as a prop throughout the movie, and then it's used at vital times during the movie. Is quite cool. I think that's also another brilliant thing that they did quite well.
Yeah, because they're bringing a supernatural element to this as well, rather than just scientific.
Exactly.
Which helps you to suspend disbelief even more. The supernatural element as well as, it's just a rat monkey virus. There's a bit more going on. And then the fact that Skull Island.
Yeah. Great.
God. But yeah, that happens, and then Les just quite casually, I found all the dead bodies in this basement. But if you give me my share of the inheritance, I'll not ring the police.
And you can keep them downstairs in the basement. Yeah.
Yeah. For whatever you're up to.
Like it's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's totally a normal thing to do.
But this is so we can have the house filled with people, because that's, like I said, Les is just a plot device.
Yep.
I think it works better, because the other option was to have, with the custard scene, was him turning and biting people through the town, and people are running around. But we've seen that 100 times in zombie movies.
Yeah.
So this is where he takes it, by concentrating into the house.
Yeah.
And I don't think we lost anything because of it.
I don't think so either. No, I think the setting was done really, really well. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, but that's what happens, and he agrees to Les because he just, really doesn't care. Lionel's the
Yeah,
type
it's
that would
quite
sleep in a.
contained, eh? It's quite contained because it's in the house.
Mhm.
I think if it was to go like everybody at the zoo was infected, it probably would have turned into one of those normal generic zombie movies.
Yeah,
You know,
which
where everyone's running around getting infected, and we've seen
hiding
that
them.
100
Yeah,
times. Yeah,
yeah. So this is where he ramps it up and takes it somewhere new. Which here I was invested.
yeah,
So that's what I said. I didn't hate Leo's character because I knew why he was there. He was
yeah,
purely a plot device,
yeah.
and the actor who
Oh
plays him just plays him over the
God,
top.
I just got a vision. Him sitting. Oh, this is how great the cinematographer, the cameraman was. The shot when he's going for a piss in the toilet.
Oh God, yes, with the door open and
Oh
just
my God. Yeah.
But that once again that explained his character.
It
That
doesn't.
scene.
It does. It does. Yeah.
So it wasn't just a gratuitous, scene.
No, it wasn't. I'm just going to do this because I can do this because I'm a cameraman. It's actually got a point
He's like, I
behind
need
it.
to explain this character. So
Yeah.
the scene in the bathroom, not in the wee cupboard cloakroom thing. Yeah, that told us who Les was in like a brief scene and purpose and didn't waste any time. There's no
Absolutely.
time wasted in this movie. That's what I love about it.
Yeah.
Do you know when movies there's filler and there's dead sort of plot area till the next exciting thing happens?
Yep.
No, this thing he's just right. I've got to make
No.
this in such a time, and it's gonna like the pace is just relentless with this.
Oh, he's taken every single second. He's used every nanosecond.
Oh God, so
Um.
it did. Yeah.
Oh,
I still the sorry you can't see this. You skipped the scene with at the playground with the baby. Did that come before or after? No, that came before when he discovers a zombie baby. He decides to take it to the park.
yeah. Well, remember after the dinner when they were doing what they did,
Yes,
baby came basically straight away in the next scene.
and then he
Um.
decides to take it out in a pram.
Oh my
Oh my God,
God.
that's I completely yes, that's true, and that was a. I'm still. Do you know what it is? I can't wrap my head around that scene of why it happened.
That's fucking brilliant. I don't care why, how. It just was brilliant.
And this is where
Um,
we see the physicality of this actor again.
I know. And now that you say about Charlie Chaplin, it's very, very Charlie Chaplin. Chaplin. That was very slapstick, that whole scene at the park as well, right? Or Benny Hill style. I don't
Oh,
know.
absolutely. It was a whole mixture.
Yeah, it was a lot of
Tim Bomb.
mixture in there, and it was hilarious. Oh God, wasn't it done so well?
Yeah, he
But
hasn't done very much. Tim Baum is the actor.
Tim Balm,
Yeah, Timothy Baum.
right?
Um,
Timothy, that's it.
The Almighty Johnsons. I think I'm familiar with that one. It's a TV show, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
he's
of
a
course.
yeah. So he's basically a TV actor.
Yes, yes.
Wasted, absolute wasted. Um, that scene where he just decides to take the baby out in the pram for no reason, and he's tripping over and letting it go, and then he's got the barbed wire, like the pram's full with barbed wire, and he's watching other. What do you do with a baby? And he's looking. That's what it is.
Yes.
That's why he did it. Because he's got this baby. He puts a bucket over it and he's like, I've got a baby now. I need to. Because the current, because of the way his mother has him. I mean, he's caring for these zombies. Now he's like, I've got a baby to take care of. What do you do with a baby?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he sticks it in the pram to go out to do research with
Yep.
other mothers to find out what you do with a baby. So he's watching like the other mother like rocking the pram and he's like, oh, you do that? Dun dun dun. And he overdoes it.
Yeah.
He's playing with the toy.
Oh,
You
that was
couldn't do that today.
brilliant. Eh?
You couldn't do that today.
Oh
Like,
no, no.
like he
The
kicks the living crap out of that baby and punching it and
Seriously, that's a no-no. That's a no-no. Even though it's a zombie, it's a no-no.
mm-hmm.
But he pulled it off magnificently. It was like, it was so wrong on so many levels, but it was done so brilliantly. You couldn't help but laugh. Oh my God. I was in fits at that scene, just watching
man.
what he was doing with that baby. It was just like, it's just so wrong. And they dressed him up like, almost like the Labyrinth baby.
Yes.
You know,
Yes, I
yes,
was trying to figure out the reference. I couldn't figure it out. And then the crawling was exactly the same
yeah,
as
the Labyrinth
yeah.
baby. Yes, at the end, yeah. Wearing the same clothes, the same outfit. Yeah, so
Except the city the way
wonderful.
yeah, that's what he was kicking the. Sorry, Gabby just put a comment there. Yeah, Chrissy Child just kicking the like kidney shots and like proper punching it and like shoving it into a sack, and people are just watching.
Smacking him against the seat,
Dang,
against
yes,
the
against the.
swing. It's so bad. It's just so bad. But it was just so well done.
And then that's
I mean,
because he went
if
to
you
find out.
saw that really in practical, if you saw that at the park, you'd ring the police,
Oh
right?
yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, all the mothers were like, "Oh my goodness, what's he doing?" Crazy.
Oh man, absolutely
Oh,
man. We'll flip over. What's coming in? There's Phil on as well. How are you, man? Good to see you. Yeah, yeah. I think that's what didn't that scene blew my mind. I'm like, that was just why did that happen? Now I realize, yeah, because of who he is, he's trying to figure out
yeah,
how to look after a baby. So he went to do, try and figure it out.
yeah, yeah. Because they'd all gone to sleep and the baby hadn't, so he had to take the baby out. So that makes perfect sense.
Yep,
But
he
the
couldn't
barbed
just leave it
wire,
under the because, like I said, even when he hasn't tied to a chair, he has a radio on for them, so he can't just.
yeah, absolutely.
Oh man,
Yeah,
where are we? Yeah, we're at the Les then comes back, makes the threat because that's where he was out. Because we haven't seen Bakita for a bit. That's what I was trying to
that's
figure out.
right.
He went to do that, and that's when he comes back. Les is
Yeah,
all the dead bodies, and then it becomes he just agrees. Then okay, well I'm having a house party because
yeah.
we need the house filled with victims.
Yeah.
At this point, did you think it could get any like more mental?
Oh no, I didn't.
Did you
I
think you'd
thought it
reached the
would.
peak and then it was just going to devolve
I
into
thought that was
normal?
the peak. Yep, and it would have to come back down, right? No, no. Let's add some ingredients into the mix.
I don't even know how to do it. Like this is just after the party starts, and then Bakita comes back to the house. So that's how she ends up. Oh, because she starts. Oh, after the fallout, she starts dating delivery guy,
That's right.
and then she ends up angry
Jamaican man.
because he's having a party at the house.
Yep. So she leaves him on the street and goes into the house. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
hold on, he's meant to be broken down. How's he having fun without me, even though I'm dating
Yeah.
someone else?
Mm.
Um,
Goes to show her personality.
Scary
Yeah.
woman, scary. The character obviously don't know the actress. You know what I mean? Obviously, we can tell the difference between a character and the real person.
Yeah.
I know a lot of other franchises
Absolutely.
can't. But yeah, we get her in the house. Les is latching on her. Things kick off. He punches Les. Les throws him in the basement. And then it all just goes. Oh, because he's told to bury the bodies.
Yes.
So they pick up the bottle that says poison, because obviously that makes sense.
Yeah. Destroy the bodies. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and then Bakita says, "Oh, well, I didn't know what, I didn't know what to do." That was his excuse, and you're like, and everyone just takes it like, yeah, actually that makes sense. He just didn't know what else to do. Okay, that's how it ends up at this point.
Yeah. For now.
But yeah, this is where we get super zombies.
Super, super duper zombies.
Because it wasn't enough. The zombies by themselves weren't enough. No. We'll have to juice it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they think they're giving them poison. The busy get rid of the river and bury them in the basement. Because, yeah, that's not a concrete floor. There's dirt floor. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's nice and stable.
How did that happen? I still don't know, but yeah.
You don't care at this point. You really don't. Because you're just
No.
like, give me more. This is just, what the hell's he got to do next?
Yeah, exactly. Right. It didn't even look right. That whole scene there with the concrete and the graves did not look right, but who cares?
Yeah.
You could tell there was something wrong with it, but who cares?
Yeah. So that happens,
Yeah.
but then he turns over the bottle and it's animal stimulant. And then, of course, we need green smoke. Like, they couldn't just burst out of the grate. No, we needed green smoke and lights that show the battery, the Energizer bunny getting charged up.
I don't know how they managed to do that, man. It was incredible.
Like I said, you give Peter Jackson a budget and look what he can do. He's made so many movies in the shoestring and he's just mental. He's a crazy man.
He's a crazy man.
What do you think's going to happen when you throw a buddy at him?
Yeah.
He's going to use every penny of it for madness.
Yeah, absolutely.
How do you describe the next book? Because it's just... Bum, 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 bum.
It's the end, isn't it? It's the wrap up.
I forgot about the Padre scene.
The what?
With the priest and the three rockers. I forgot about him.
My goodness!
You know what I mean? Because there's so much to bloody process with this movie. You do not get a breath.
I know, there's so much to unpack.
The whole Kung Fu scene.
The ninja.
The ninja Padre. I kick arse for the Lord.
I kick ass for the Lord. That's it. That's the quote I was trying to
We completely
remember.
glossed over the fact how he ended up being in the
Cemetery
living room to have it off of Brenda.
Yeah. Oh, no.
This is a movie you can watch 10 times in a row and you'll get something different each time. Honestly, it's just...
Yep.
And this next scene, when the zombies break, like, they get supercharged up, they burst out of the ground, they don't even crawl, they jump. You know what I mean? The ground explodes. It's like Dragon Ball Z or something.
Yep. Absolutely.
Then we'll get two sets of carnage, okay? The first carnage is the zombies running around the house, infecting everybody.
Yep.
Part one. Oh my God.
And eating everybody at the same time.
Eating, there's fingers going through faces and then spines getting ripped out and everything. I mean...
Everything. Intestines, organs that come to life.
No, but that's part two. I mean, part one's just the infecting people.
Oh, so I'm getting too excited.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I mean. Yep. That's why I'm breaking into two parts. The first part is the zombies breaking out and infecting everybody. That is mental on its own. I mean, that is just a whole... What the hell? And you just... At this point, you're just sitting going...
Did you think it was going to end around about there?
I didn't know at this point, because I'm just like, what the hell else has he got? And I knew how much... There's like about 30 minutes still left in the movie. I'm like...
I know.
What's he doing next? Even watching, like, I watched it twice in 2 days. You know, that's even the second time, I'm still like, holy, I missed that bit. Oh, I missed that bit. I missed that bit. You know,
me too, totally.
So the scene of the zombies bursting out, like crashing through the door, and then the first guy gets infected, and then he crawls. Half of him crawls out. You know, it's all like instantaneous.
Half.
Nuts. And then part two are all the infected zombies chasing after Bakita, the one with the black hair, can't remember, Les, and Lionel.
Yeah.
And that's part two, and that's even cranked up from Like, we've just watched about 30 deaths.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't just gloss over it. Like, every one is
No,
just boom, 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 boom. We just
it is.
watched that, and yet still, when they're all infected as zombies chasing after 4 characters, he managed to ramp it up again.
I don't know how he did it. It was amazing. It was just
The same with Les, whatever the did with the camera, you know, he's like doing that.
yeah,
You know, and that's where Les comes into his own. As a, you know, as I said, the reason he's being a nurse because he's a plot device. But
yeah,
him just
cool.
going mental, and he got more upset about his toupee coming off, and
No,
him
no,
versus the zombie baby. That became like a running battle. Him and the zombie baby.
I know. It's so bad, but it was so good.
Zombie baby using a spare leg to kick him in the bits.
Wow, super baby.
Like, because he couldn't do it himself, he gets another leg and he's like, whack! And then,
I know. Freaking amazing.
oh man, I just,
And that's just not even the worst of it.
oh no. And like you said, it's not even enough that the zombies come to life. Like, the entrails and the innards have to come to life on their own. While like that scene with the rocker, he gets up in the toilet.
I
And his,
know.
and God, that scene with that rocker himself, like, he was 3 characters. There was his top half, his bottom half, and his innards. Like, 3 characters from the
3
one
characters in
zombie.
one. It was so...
Who thinks of that? Who thinks to do that?
Peter and Richard. They plotted
I salute
together.
you, sir. Honestly.
I know. Oh, phenomenal.
Yeah, we're talking about Dead Alive / Braindead by Peter Jackson. The most bonkers movie ever made. Like, not even bonkers zombie movie, just bonkers, mad, crazy movie. This even tops Bad Taste, because Bad Taste had slow scenes in between and build up, but this is just like, nah. This is in full automatic.
Yep.
Belt fed gore, just straight at you.
Yep. Freight train. Just going mad.
I'm actually a bit flushed, mostly thinking about this movie, going through it, because you're just like, wow, it's a flipping ride. Even talking about it, I can't describe enough. I think you're the same, Dale. I just can't describe enough how mental, like, this. You're having an experience. Imagine this in modern day cinema. On the 4X, you know, the 4X, you know, the one that seats move and blow stuff and that?
Yes.
Imagine this converted to that. Oh my God. There'd be people throwing up.
God, yes.
There'd be people throwing their rings up, and they'd be staggering out of the cinema. I don't think you'd be able to watch the full thing. You know, if that was like, oh.
Yeah.
With the movements, and then you get you know, it does the spray like the mist. So when the like pus scenes, you know, imagine getting that. Oh my
3D,
God.
just imagine. Oh.
Yeah, but do you know what I'm talking about? The 4X, the new thing with the seats and all move and that? Yeah.
The moving ones.
Yeah.
And it's 3D as well,
aren't they? God, so it is. Oh my word. Nah. That would be...
Oh, God.
Do you like those competitions? You go into a restaurant and say, if you can eat all this in an hour, you get a prize?
Yes.
This movie would be, okay, we've restored it. It's in 4X or, you know what I mean, whatever the equivalent is. No, it's just, I know it's a brand, but if you can last through this movie, you get a voucher or something, you know, you get a prize. And you're given a complimentary sick bag. Oh my God, that needs to be done for like the 40th anniversary or something. 30th,
wouldn't that be amazing?
I'd do it. I don't know if it'd last, but I'd do it. I wouldn't eat that whole day before going.
No, well, I don't think I could last, because seriously, I was cringing. I was cringing hardcore.
I think I've watched too many horror movies now. My brain's broken.
Oh, no.
Oh, that would be amazing. I think that'd be amazing to see.
I should flick him an email and
Yeah,
mention that.
here, Peter. Here,
Yeah,
how's this? See if you can
yeah, how
wangle
about
this. Talk to your mates.
yeah. Wow.
But the whole scene with the zombie, and then, like I said, the medallion gets involved because it starts pointing out, and we've got the rocker zombies, a whole scene itself. We've got Les's character just going absolute. This is his moment. He's just going
Yeah.
absolutely carnage. The woman that gets her flipping, who comes at them in the red dress and gets the light bulb shoved through her head.
Yep. Oh my
And
god.
the light bulb, like that's not enough. Then the light bulb gets switched on, and then she gets set on fire.
When that happened, that was just like, how did you come up with that? Oh my god. How could you come up with that? That's just brilliant.
And the blender scene just. And then Peter Jackson's head, half his head, is scooting around this whole place the whole time.
Getting kicked around. Oh
And
my
blinking
god.
and giving facial expressions while it's
Oh,
just from the jaw up, sliding around the
I,
floor and ending up in the blender and out of the blender and back in the
oh
blender again.
the blender scene. Oh my god.
Of course, the child is zombie baby's having none of it.
But I mean, even putting the baby in the blender. Oh my god, Peter Jackson, what's wrong with you?
That baby's an evil wee shite, though. It deserves everything it gets.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. But I mean, nowadays that wouldn't be kosher, but it was so brilliant. And the blender, now that's a good way to get rid of a zombie. Brilliant. Yep.
Oh man.
Oh,
Yeah. And then we get this scene I think's been shown. It's funny that they only show this one scene repeatedly, in like clips and snippets and stuff. The lawnmower scene.
the lawnmower
Which
scene.
anyone, even if you haven't seen this movie, you've seen this scene. Because it's become it's one of those iconic horror scenes where basically Lionel gets kicked out a window. Oh, he also discovers his father was murdered because he goes up to the attic while the entrails are chasing him. And the medallion points him towards the chest where, he's looking at happy memories. Oh, that was my father's body. Okay, let's throw that in there just for fun.
Yeah, just another bit of a plot twist. Yep.
And then his traumatic, everything comes back to him. And then he gets kicked out a window.
Yes, he did. But he comes back.
And then that's what I'm saying. We get the most iconic scene in horror, the lawnmower scene, where he's like, lawnmower strapped over him, and just.
Such a Kiwi thing to do.
Yeah, but that was actually quite a tame scene compared to everything else we've seen before and yet to see in this movie.
True, absolutely.
I think that's the reason why it's the only one to ever show.
Because it's probably the tamest.
That's the
horror.
tamest scene is him going around with his lawnmower.
Yep.
Oh, covered in blood. They don't even show the bit afterwards where she kisses him while they're both drenched in blood.
No. They don't.
They always cut off at that bit, so that's the only safe to show in this movie. That's just to give you perspective, folks. Look up the clip.
Yeah.
Dead Alive, Braindead, Lawnmower. That's the only scene they've been able to show in this movie. And that'll give you an idea of the level of madness you're dealing with.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my god, and he's walking on their heads and
tiptoeing because he's slipping and doing the comedy slipping thing, as well, and on the blood, and then using the stepping stones and kicking Peter Jackson's head again.
So brilliant.
Like an ice hockey puck, boof.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Yeah, that was awesome. And then we got Paquita again back in there, and she's doing what she's doing in the room.
Making use of that blender, what I mean? That costs money, that prop, So
yeah.
Feeding like zombie, like she is in her element too. She goes like mental and when what's her face turns.
Yep.
Just the gas and blows up the That was actually the blowing up the kitchen scene and turning on the gas was just a tame scene, compared to everything else.
Yeah, it's
Oh, a bit
very
of fire,
tame,
why not?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's right. Very well done. Very well done. Yeah. And then, yeah.
And of course, we think that's it. And
Think it
Lionel
is.
has completely, he's flipped the switch now.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
Mother, go, because we haven't seen Mother yet.
No. We're all wondering where Mother is.
Mother just took a wee bit of time to. Well, Les met her first.
Yeah.
That's how.
Yeah.
Oh God, Les's character as well. That's right. Because we don't see her fully. We see the claws.
Yeah.
And she rips Les's spine out of his body.
Oh.
And leaves it. And then he's sort of crawling about with his head. Like, this is like The Thing. Like, anything that couldn't have thought of in The Thing, Peter Jackson put in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely right. There's kind of, I don't know, there's no space to really unpack it all. There's just so much to unpack. He's fitted so much into an hour and 37 minutes. It's unreal.
Yeah, just jammed. And you don't feel it. You're just along for this ride of a mad movie.
It's a journey, eh? It's a journey. It definitely is.
But then the reveal of Vera, she's just humongous, big monster beast, just boom,
Oh, she looks like a rat, right?
She looked more like the rat.
The rat, yeah.
The rat monkey, yeah. I was going to say rat goblin, but rat monkey, yeah.
Yeah, she was.
Something you leave him down a bit long. She was bride first, so she had a bit longer to sort of get those growth hormones working on her.
Yeah, and then when she finally came out, oh my goodness.
And she was sort of the only coherent one. She was the one that could speak.
Yeah. She was, I wouldn't want to say intelligent, but yeah, she was still being manipulative as a zombie.
Yes.
As she was in her former life. Yeah, absolutely. You can still see the manipulation going on there.
Oh, yeah, just completely true to form,
Yeah.
Cracking on. And then obviously the chase scene happens to get on the roof, but then as if we haven't seen enough, like a big monstrous rat monkey Vera monster.
Zombie. Yep.
No, she just has a belly that opens like a mouth and swallows them up. And you're just like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, we're just going to throw that in there. Yeah, as if this isn't enough. No, you gotta even ramp it up even more. I was exhausted. Like, I'm actually.
Oh yeah. Like I said, my heart was racing by the end of it. It was just, yeah.
Absolutely, because you're just like, and you just think even with that, you can't go any further. Oh, yeah, it's right. It opens up in the swallow, and she's putting her. She's not even metaphorically. She's putting him in her womb again to keep him.
I know.
And she even says it.
You think that's it, right? Yeah.
And then we finish with it. Like he uses the medallion thing to cut his way out.
Yeah.
And then falls into the house. And then that's it. Okay, to fall out. Just the fire brigade arrives, and you're like, okay, can we take a breath now?
Yeah.
Can we because you're just like, whew, when they both go flump beside the hedge, fall off the roof. You're just kind of like, oh.
And then the credits come up, and it's like, oh my God, thank God.
Yeah, but Zombie Baby's still in the house, alive.
Yeah.
Zombie Baby's still playing in the house.
I know, right?
You're like, is that thing going to survive? Is this the sequel?
Maybe there's a part 2.
I don't think it could top part 2. Honestly, I don't know what you could do to top this. I didn't understand the throwing away the medallion scene, especially when it was given to him for protection. I didn't get that.
I think it was just him giving up. I think he'd had enough. That's the impression I got. But then he had to go and get it back. So I don't know why he did that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, if he just put it around his neck and then the smooch, then that would have been it. That would have been cool. That's only bit. The only bit out of all of this madness, it's a bit I couldn't get my head around why he did that.
Yeah.
And we've watched him punch a baby.
I know. Mm,
So, but
right.
I
Hey.
that that was it. This movie's absolutely bonkers.
Oh God, whoever's watching in the chat, you have to watch it
Oh, there's
just
loads of
once
people in
in
the
your
chat.
life.
I think a lot of your friends from paranormal groups as well is on. So it's quite a
Oh,
lot of folks on.
hello.
Good to see you. Quite a bit of chat going on. That's
Yay.
by trying to stay focused in this movie. I haven't been able to keep up fully with the chat, but there's loads of folks on. It's great to see you. That's what this channel's all about. Just coming on and just talking about crazy movies and the
Oh, absolutely. And
genius
now
behind
we've
them.
got a plan, huh?
Out
You
of
and
this
I
is
do the
born a
Peter
crazy
Jackson
plan.
thing.
We
Yeah,
gotta get more into this man's mind,
we do.
and we'll have to understand
We'll crack him.
how the hell somebody thought it was a good idea to give him Lord of the Rings. Honestly, how did that happen? With this
We
back
have to come
catalogue,
to the yes, we have to come to the bottom of that.
yep. So that's going to be our journey.
Yep.
We're going to unpick
That's our
these.
mission in life, Colin.
Yep, that's a good start though, because this I don't think this movie could ever be topped.
Nope, I don't care. It can't be. There's no way.
Genuinely,
No.
people might try and do a parody, or they might try and I'll up, but they'll never get this combination.
Nope.
They'll never get the
No.
combination that went together to make this such a ride that it was.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I wonder if it has to do with the fact that we're such a small country compared to everybody else that we kind of have to pull together when it comes to things like this. So,
I can see that because if you look at obviously we're finishing off the Clive Barker series in the next I think 2 months. We've like
yeah,
3 left to do, and we're going to finish up with Hellraiser. But
yeah, that's right.
Clive Barker and his theatre group, they all had to pull together to make that movie. There had to be that same level of sort of coming together because small country, horror's a niche genre for the
Yeah,
most part. But when
it
you think
is.
of over here and where you are, it's even more condensed.
Yeah.
Um, when I was talking to Dick Dale when he made his movie Rib Spreader, the Australian fella,
Yes, Australia. Yeah.
yeah, I was exactly the same sort of thing. Everyone just came together in support of the project because they wanted it to happen.
Yeah.
And I think that's how you get.
Makes sense.
I think that translates universally
Yeah, I would say so.
because we've seen divisiveness, we've seen aloofness, we've seen snobbery
Yeah,
from like the corporate, Hollywood, and it
absolutely.
really leaves a bad taste in your mouth to like listen, talk about it, watch it,
Yeah.
But with movies like this, and like you said, coming from small places with a small team and everyone's like got the same goal in mind, it
Yeah,
translates. It
it does.
translates on the screen, and you love it.
Yeah.
That's why it's 30 years later you can still watch it and be blown away.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Gosh.
But
I feel better for having what we do. I have a little bit more faith in the horror genre now that we've got something like that that's out there, for people to fall back on. You can find it on YouTube, everybody. That's where I found it. So
yeah, or Amazon, have the link in the description as well if you want
if
to
you've got,
check it out
yep,
there. It'll bounce to your country, so if you click
absolutely.
on that, then it'll bounce if you're not watching in the UK, obviously.
Cool.
Clever like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
once again, Dale, I've missed you, dude. I've missed having you on. It's been ages.
You too.
What a one to come back with.
Yes. The best movie in the world.
Like,
The best horror ever.
not even best horror movie. Like this is just it's an experience. Like
It's a wild ride.
yeah, nothing else can top it. Nothing else could top this.
No.
Long may more people become aware of this and get sucked down the rabbit hole because honestly, it's well worth it. And
Oh,
we're
yeah.
going to plan out and we're going to look at Mr. Jackson's filmography and we're going to piece this journey out.
We are indeed. Now
That's
we've got a service that worked. Colin, we did a whole video.
Yeah, excellent. Without jumping and skipping, and StreamYard need to sort out New Zealand because I don't get why they haven't figured it out. That's ridiculous.
I don't know, but this works. So
Yep.
yes.
We'll
Looking
do it.
forward
We'll,
to
I
it.
mean, whatever it takes, we'll get on. We'll make this
Yep.
thing happen.
We'll crack him. We'll
Yep.
crack him.
Well, there you go, folks. That's over near 2.5 hours. God.
That's how great this movie was. And we
Yeah,
could probably
absolutely.
talk
And
for
we still
another
missed
hour.
out bits.
Yeah, we have. But that's okay.
That would take about 5 hours to go through scene by scene in this movie. There's just
Yes.
well,
Oh,
Dale, once again, absolute pleasure. Thanks very much for coming on. Everyone in the chat who, sorry if I missed some of your things. It's just had to stay focused, and this or else would just end up all over the place, and this would be like
yep.
a 6-hour stream. But
Yep.
honestly, thanks for coming on. Thanks for talking to each other as well. That's just as important. Have the conversation and make us an experience. That's what we're all about here. With loads coming on. This August is just mental. Just everything coming on. There's still more things organized for weeks, but this Saturday, please, if you can, we're talking about censorship of horror. Like, if the censors had their way, this movie would never have happened.
No.
So I've got a whole bunch of various creators on. Some folks you've seen before, some new folks. And we're just going to talk about that topic. And it's something that needs to be addressed because we can suspend disbelief. We understand the genre. It's not our problem that other people can't cope. And there's worse out there in other genres. Nothing done different, it's just the backdrop. So it's unfair the way the genre gets treated. So it's about time we started getting together and pushing back. So that's what we're going to talk about on Saturday and start round table and bringing up some solutions as well. And of course, be involved in the chat. I want that to be a busy one. I want people in the chat. I want people's experiences, ideas, so we can talk about it. It's kind of one close to my heart, that whole thing, because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of trying to promote people and getting no further forward because of stupid censors and the prejudice against this genre, which is unfounded.
Yeah.
There you go. That's that. I'll save that for Saturday, but there's a wee bit of a taste of my soapbox anyway. But yeah, check out the channel, do all the typey clicky things, and until next time, keep it creepy, keep it horrific.